Kolbrin Bible, Book 6, Book of Morals and Precepts, Chapter 49, Officials. Much of the book is to develop your moral code. Avoid using it to judge others. NPR 49.6. Be patient and courteous. Never speak harshly or petulantly from the security of your position, for this is cowardly. Listen to the plea of the petitioner with diligence and care. Let your thoughts not wander idly. This is an important matter to him. If your attitude of attention is a false facade, then you are a hypocrite, and the extent of your hypocrisy accords with your rank. Bear with him in patience, and stop not the flow of words until he has emptied his heart and said the things he came to say. NPR 49.7. If the decision be just, a reasonable man will accept the rejection of his plea with good grace, providing he has been given a fair hearing. When two come before you, weigh not the scales in favor of either. You are he who holds the balances. Let others add the weights. NPR 49.11. Justice is above kings and rulers. The magistrate is not the maker of justice, for it is not a thing made on earth. He is but its servant and administrator. Lawmakers make laws, but they cannot make justice. They can only strive to reach it. Did not the voice of God say, "Let no earthly institution claim to be the fountainhead of justice"? Here the best men can do is to make the nearest possible approach to justice. On earth, it is unobtainable in purity and perfection. NPR 49.19. The highest form of justice on earth is the redress of human injustice, but where is the administrator sufficiently capable? This is an area I do agree with, and it should be remembered. Verse 6 says to let the person get out all they need to say. One thing I like about the United States Constitution is the provision for amendments. It is not an easy process. It demands years, if not decades, of effort to convince all the government has a legitimate need to administer something not granted already by us. It allows an exhaustive process to allow all sides to have a say. And in the end, if it is passed, all sides, including those that lost, will accept it is now law because they've had their say. That is not what is happening today. The Supreme Court has done end runs using exceptions to wall off the Constitution. Where once it took 38 states, it only needs 5 judges to reinterpret a group of words to grant what never existed before. The problems we face today is because it can be argued that what the Supreme Court in arrogance took is not in the Constitution. Amendments 9 and 10 spell this out very clear, and that is part of the Bill of Rights. If it is not spelled out in the Constitution, then it is up to the states and citizens to regulate. If the federal government wants that right, they need to ask and argue why they need that right. That is why we are divided today. The Constitution can fix this mess if we return to it. It has never been changed. Unless an amendment grants to them the right, then people will rebel against this. It's just normal. They haven't had their say. Harmony, peace, and security demands concessions, and all will accept that an overwhelming majority in this nation agrees this is a right government should handle. It is not a moral document or a living document, and it was unwise to treat it as such. In my opinion, there is a reason for the Constitution to have 2 separate parts. The founders wanted the main document to set limits on what government can do. The first 10 amendments were sent out with that document at the same time. They are rights government should never touch, and they are the real foundations that government has been attempting to subvert for at least a century. If not for those 10 amendments, this nation would have long since fallen. They were wise to have done it. Had they put it in with the main document, it would have been far more confusing and have allowed the Supreme Court to do far more damage. One president can't destroy what they created. We should all take comfort in that.